Hello, welcome back to Dede's Mediterranean Kitchen. Today we're going to be making cheese rolls. Now in Arabic they're pronounced ra'at. It's a little bit difficult to say. It's spelled R-A-K-A-A-T, but it's pronounced ra'at. Cheese rolls, they're usually served as an appetizer in the Mediterranean region with a lot of other different appetizers, olives, cheeses, spinach pies. They're easy to make and they're really good if you're having a little dinner party and you start off with the cheese rolls. Now I'm going to show you how to put all the ingredients together and how to make them. Now the ingredients you're going to need to put this together are 2 cups of shredded akawi. That's spelled A-C-K-A-W-I. Now this is a Mediterranean cheese. It's a little bit salty. It melts pretty well. And you can find it probably at most of your either Middle Eastern or Mediterranean stores. If you can't find it, you can always use mozzarella. Mix it with a little bit of, you can always use ricotta. You can mix it with some mixed cheeses, just the shredded ones you find at your grocery store. You may not have access to all the exotic grocery stores, but you can use typically any cheese that you want. I like the akawi because it's a little bit salty and it melts pretty well. Now I'm gonna mix the akawi, 2 cups of shredded akawi, and I have a ½ cup of just a mixed shredded cheese I got from the grocery store. Put them in a bowl. To this you're going to add 1 tablespoon of freshly washed and chopped parsley. If you don't have fresh parsley, you can always use a dry parsley. Fresh is always better, but if you don't, you can use the dry. You want to add about a ½ teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Now, if the cheese you're using is salty, you don't want to add any cheese. But if you're not using any salty cheeses, mozzarella is not that salty, you may want to add about a 1/4 teaspoon or ½ teaspoon salt. Now, to bind all of this together, you're going to want to add an egg white. You also want to save the egg yolk because that's going to help you roll the egg rolls. As you see here, I'm separating the yolk from the white. Let the white go in. And then just save the yolk to help with the binding. Now you're going to want to remove your rings because you don't want them to get dirty. You just want to mix the cheese mixture together. Now what we're going to use are egg rolls. Egg rolls you can find at most of your grocery stores. They're really thin. Get the thinnest one you can find because the thinner the better. Mix it up with your fingers really well. A little bit sticky, but it's okay. Okay, we are ready to roll. Now, just rinse my hand real quick. The egg yolk, you want to give it a really light beating. Real easy, real quick. You can use a fork, you can use a little egg beater. You want to just break it. Okay. Get your egg rolls. You want to keep them covered. If you're not going to use them immediately and you're going to open the package, you want to keep them covered with a damp napkin or a towel. Now here, see? Look how thin it is. Look at that. You can typically see through it. Okay. Now pay close attention. You want to take about a tablespoon or so of the cheese. And you want to put it near the corner. Not exactly in the middle, but near the corner. Take some of the egg wash. You want to wipe it along the corners because this is going to help bind it. On the opposite corner of where you place the cheese, put some of the egg wash. Now you're going to fold over the corner and just press it down. You're going to fold in the side corners. the goal of this is to keep the cheese inside of the egg roll. Press it down and just roll it until it's all closed, just like that. You want to place it in a plate. Some people like to make them a little thinner. Some people like to cut it in half, or make little squares and make them smaller. I like to do it this way just because it's a little bit easier. And you don't have to make as many. Again, take a tablespoon, place it in the center, put a little too much that time, fold over the corner, just like that. After you try it a couple times, it'll become easier. And if the cheese happens to ooze out of a couple of them, it's not a big deal, not the end of the world. See, keep it folded over, close it, close it, close it. Again, if you're not going to cook these right away, you want to cover them with some saran wrap. You can also freeze these. You want to leave them in the dish, place them in the freezer until they're frozen through, and then you can remove them from the dish, place them in a plastic bag or a Ziploc bag, close it up. Whenever you want to make them, you just have to take them out. You don't even have to defrost them, and you can cook them in the pan. Now I'm going to show you how to cook. Now I've preheated a pan for about 2 minutes on medium to low heat, and it's a nice flat pan. And you want to add about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tablespoons of olive oil. Just swish it around. Sometimes I tend to make up words on cooking, but it's okay. You guys know what I'm talking about. Now you want to cook it the closure side down to ensure that the wrap stays closed. See, that's the part where we closed it, and we're going to cook that part first so that the wrap actually does not open up while you're cooking. Now the recipe I gave you should serve, if you want to do 2 pieces each person, it should serve 5 people. If you want to do one piece each person, it should serve 10. You want to cook it probably about 3 to 4 minutes, probably about 4 minutes on each side, or until they're nice brown and crispy. You want to make sure that they cook all the way through. You don't want it to be doughy. So we're going to let this cook right now. I'm not going to put them all in. You want to leave some space in between so you have room to turn them over. Now depending on your oven, sometimes you have to cook them a little more, sometimes a little less. Sometimes, because of the dough, it absorbs the olive oil. You have the capability to add a little bit more olive oil during the cooking process to make sure that they are cooking in the oil. We're going to let this cook till they're brown on each side. 4 minutes, 5 minutes, depending on your oven, till they're cooked all the way through, and I'm going to show you how to plate it. See how all the sides are nice and crispy? You can plate them. You can put sprinkle some parsley on top. You can sprinkle some chopped up red pepper. They're beautiful. Now I forgot to tell you that some people like to deep fry them as well. But again, if you want to try and avoid the calories, you can pan fry them the way I did. Now see, they're nice and crispy. Look at that. And look at that cheese. Look how pretty the color is on the inside. See that? Look, and it's nice and, ooh, melty. Mmm! They're a little bit hot. I'm going to take a taste. Mmm. 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 You can taste the fresh parsley. You can taste the saltiness of the cheese. It's a great little appetizer. You can serve this with hummus. If you're going to serve hummus as an appetizer, you can serve this with it as well. People like to dip things, so this one really good. Perfectly melted. You can prepare it a little bit in advance. If you want, prepare it a couple hours in advance. Just pop it in the microwave for a couple seconds. Great appetizer. It's really easy, really fun to make. I hope you enjoy it, and check me out again, Dede's Mediterranean Kitchen.